proudly sponsored by Premier Guns. Here's Newsnight with Alex Sayer.
Evening everybody, hope you've had a good week. Welcome back to Newsnight. And if this is your first time here, thank you for joining us. Do please subscribe, and many thanks to those of you that have already. So, let's kick off with the news. Starting with COP26. What do we know about that? Well, I did find out that farmers are committed to achieving net zero by 2040. What is net zero, I hear you ask? Well, according to the National Grid, it's all to do with greenhouse gases, taking out more than we emit. How on earth we do that, I don't know. But we do know what the largest carbon store in the UK is, don't we, ladies and gentlemen? Yes, that's right. It's the peat on the moors. Here's some interesting farming statistics for you. Look at that. 10 million homes. Who knew? And I particularly like this conversion. We're all for backing British farming here, aren't we? Of course. So what else then? Now, this might interest you. I don't do much or indeed any fishing for that matter, but I did come across this. The Missing Salmon Alliance have developed the Salmon School project especially for the forthcoming climate summit. This piece of glasswork demonstrates that Atlantic salmon is heading for extinction. 80% of all Atlantic salmon has vanished in the last 25 years. Just take a look at this short clip, that'll tell you a little bit more. Rivers Trust and the GWCT, amongst others. In sharp contrast, here's what the RSPB have been deciding to do for this COP26. The Royal Society for the Protection of Birds released this email back in July. Despite celebrating 100 years of saving birds, here are some other figures from them, which I won't read out, because quite frankly I find it too upsetting. And this shop that they opened, £50 for an apple. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, this is the truth. They're giving bags of sand and bottles of fresh air in order to make a point. It's nice to know where those old ladies' donations have been going, isn't it? I can't see that saving sparrows anytime soon. I don't like their tone, and I don't like their campaigning. I particularly don't like their results. Anyway, getting back to shooting, it's GMK's 50th anniversary. Happy anniversary, GMK! They have a number of brands, including Benelli, Frankie, Cleanse Oil, Lotus Grill, and Steiner, who make my dearly beloved binoculars. Well treasured these are, and they're certainly the best because they're the ones I've got in my hand now. And if you haven't seen, Beretta have now released a rifle, the BRX-1. Take a look at this. It's got a nice, smart silhouette, I think. And there's some interesting geometry when you zoom in. This is the first rifle from Beretta, and here it is, looking a little more dressed. Let me know what you think to that, folks, and I'll put a link in the description for you so you can get all the technical bits and bobs. Now, if rifles aren't your thing, have you seen this? Oh my goodness, it's gone. The DT11 50th Anniversary Edition. We all know that stands for detachable trigger, and just before I show you the gun itself, I'm going to show you how to remove the trigger group from one of these guns. Over to you, Matt.
You've got a DT11 and you don't know what to do, stay tuned. Okay, so the gun should be closed and the safety catch showing to start with. You push it with your thumb, which will now engage the gun to make it able to fire. You push it again, quite stiff, you'll hear a click. Now then you need to open the shotgun. So you push your thumb against the top lever as you would normally. It's quite tight to open, and again you'll hear another little click where the trigger just dislodges itself. Open the barrels and the trigger will literally just come out. So if you're shooting at competition level all over the world, you don't need to take a second gun, because everything that could possibly fail, not that you'd want it to, is here in the trigger group. You've got your inertia block, your sears, your hammers, it's all there. The other use of a detachable trigger is, of course, safety. If you're going shooting, you're staying in a hotel, you take your trigger group out, you leave it elsewhere, you've essentially disabled the shotgun. So should you be unfortunate enough to someone to steal it from you, they won't be able to do anything with it. So it's a really, really handy bit of kit, and if you know the process of getting it in and out properly, then you can use it to its full advantage.
That's the standard model. Here is the anniversary model. There are only 100 of these available in the UK. It's black, it's sleek. This is a very, very limited edition. And although only 100 were released for the UK, there is one available to buy now at Premier Guns. So do give the shop a call on 01889 565 982 or visit Doveridge. I think you'll be very impressed with that. I know I certainly am. Right, on to the national news now. A Team GB shooter, Matt Coward-Holley, has got us a bronze over in Cyprus for the first ISSF's President's Cup. Thank you, Matt, and I shall be keeping a close eye on our athletes' progress as always. Moving on to this country, Rishi Sunak vows he isn't telling people to eat less meat, which is good, frankly, because we all need to be eating more meat, in particular game. Although I do owe him a thank you for keeping fuel duty frozen. The average price of a litre of petrol is now $1.43, which equates to around half the average price of a litre of Tropicana orange juice. So not too much to complain about there, I don't think. Not when you look at it like that, anyway. Over to the royal family. Sarah Ferguson, other than standing by her much-hounded husband, has stopped the felling of trees that were 130 years old in her area. They were due to be felled to make way for an Amazon warehouse. So, well done, Fergie. Congratulations. I've always liked her anyway. And finally, a survey has been released that says there are over 250,000 stray cats in the UK. Well, we all know how much carnage cats can cause to the English songsters, don't we? Anyway, I'll leave that with you. Until next week, thanks for watching. See you then. Bye-bye.
Proudly sponsored by Premier Guns.